The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
Hello everybody, I am the Sync Weaver, and welcome to another analysis review on Final Fantasy XIV, this time on patch 2.5, Before the Fall.
Why am I not convinced?
In this patch, the main scenario moves on. Now, I'm not sure where the story lies right now, but I do know that Hedalin is not speaking to those of the Echo, so maybe the scenario revolves around that. It also revolves around the new Keeper of the Lake, which we know as the giant dragon that fell in the last 14.
Do our words no longer reach you?
Speaking of Keeper of the Lake, you actually now get to go inside the giant battleship which is surrounded by the carcass of the giant dragon, which is the Keeper of the Lake. Though the battleship has been broken down for years, there is still stuff inside that's still active, and there are monsters that now inhabit it. Now, the reason for this is because the dragon seems to still be alive or is awakening from its slumber. The technology that's still in there by the Garleans are still active, so I'm sure a lot of you are going to have fun with this.
On my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet.
Now, the boss's name is Midgardsormr, if a lot of you have not heard. Midgardsormr is the Keeper of the Lake, who has been in slumber and thought to have been dead. In a weird twist of fate, we go back to the Wanderer's Palace hard mode, but this time, instead of fighting the Tomberry, we're fighting the Mamulja. The Tomberry are now victims and the Mamulja are now the enemies. Going around here kind of reminds me of what we did before, since the Wanderer's Palace was the Tomberry's territory in the first place. So now we're trying to kick the Mamulja out and saving the Tomberries. And I never liked the Tomberries in the first place, but this is kind of a good change for me. Let's go save the Tomberries, I guess. Now we enter Apodor's Keep, but this time it's in hard mode. The place is kind of overrun with freaky stuff, so it's better to beware. We have an Odin wannabe. Seriously, that's kind of rude. But this place has changed a little bit for the worse. As you can see, it's been overgrown with plants, and there are freaky things everywhere. That monkey still gives me the shivers. I mean, look at its face. That's kind of weird. Oh my god, it's a ghost! So now we have two of the walls! Never liked them. And we have this guy, which I have no idea who he is, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is, and I'm pretty sure you guys will tell me in the comments below. But just know that Apodor's Keep is kind of freaky. Gone down for the worst. That is a lot of telegraphs. I cannot gush over this any harder than what I am right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is probably one of the things I did not expect at all, but one of the most delightful things I've ever seen. It is, without a doubt, one of the things that got me hooked in Final Fantasy VII. It is the Golden Saucer, or the Mandeville Gold Saucer. They have brought it from 7 to 14, where you can play a whole bunch of mini games like Punch That Thing, and basketball, and one of those hammer things that test your strength and shit. I don't know, but look, it's a good place that was in 7, and they brought it here. And now you're just all over the place having fun. Time to settle down, gamble and stuff. Time to have some fun. What's the Golden Saucer without Chocobo Racing? I mean, seriously, this is awesome. So I think you can take your own chocobo and take him racing. And it's going to be just like racing. There's going to be panels on the ground to give you bonuses and probably items that you can use. Although I don't know much about the chocobo racing right now, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to the one in 7. So you guys enjoy and test your chocobo's racing abilities. So, do you remember a little card game in 8 or 9 where you actually go up to an NPC and ask him to play a little card game? Well, now it's in here in 14 and it's called Triple Triad. You go up to him and you just ask him to play a little game. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same way where you actually play cards and win cards from them, but it's an interesting concept nonetheless. Tetramaster, Triple Triad, whatever, it seems fun to me. Another Hildebrand part. Now, I'm actually getting accustomed to it. It's getting better and better for me, and I used to not like it because it was a bit weird, but I've actually warmed up to it. It's actually pretty good, and it's a little bit of comedy that I like. So, you guys enjoy, because I'm going to try my hardest. For what it seems, Odin now gets his own trial. Now, he used to be something as you can find him out in the middle of the field every so-and-so hours, but now Earth's funked. He's a badass on a horse, and now you have to fight him in a trial, and it's with 8 people. And of course, I think the rules apply the same, only that he seems to have a lot of new moves, including this I'm going to kill you move. And wow, they all died. This one is my personal favorite. Let me just tell you guys, I was not expecting this. They've been bringing things from other Final Fantasies all the time, but this is a new raid dungeon called the World of Darkness. The World of Darkness. So you could probably guess who the final boss is, but you know, I'm going ahead of myself. I have a lot to say about this raid dungeon. It's the World of Darkness. You have to look at it from a perspective from maybe a faraway view, kind of relative to what you saw in Final Fantasy III? Maybe? So now we're fighting the Maws of Atomos. The Maws of Atomos are in the World of Darkness and we're fighting them. I'm a little bit excited, but guys, I love Final Fantasy III, and now that they brought the World of Darkness into here, I'm actually very happy. And as you can see here, we're actually fighting Cerberus! Cerberus, who guards the door to the Master. And you know who the Master is, right? Yeah, her. Yes, her. Cloud of Darkness is the last boss in the World of Darkness. Well, obviously, but it's the Cloud of fucking Darkness who is the last boss from Final Fantasy III, who is now in here. I am excited. Now we know that the main scenario actually is split up into 2 parts. Part 1 comes out in January 20th, and that's fairly soon. The Golden Saucer comes out in later February, and Part 2 comes out in later March. Now all this is leading up to Ishgard. What's going on with the Dravanians? What's going on with Ishgard and their bullcrap? Why are they letting us adventurers come in? Who are the new race that is coming out? Like, we don't even know what that is or who they are. But we are leading up to 3.0. Everything that is happening is leading up to 3.0. To the new game, to the new expansion, to everything that is coming.
Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the...
I have been the Sync Weaver, and this has been my analysis review of Final Fantasy XIV Patch 2.5 before the fall. I will see you then, and you guys have a fantastic day.
My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.